Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with another Transformers War for Cybertron Siege review. But before we get into reviewing the figure, I have a milestone I need to announce to you guys. This video, this one right here, is my 300th YouTube video. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised about that myself. I opened up my channel earlier. Up at the top said 299 videos, so here we are, number 300. And trust me, no one's more surprised about this than I am. And this is all thanks to you guys, you right out there in YouTube land. If it wasn't for your comments and your support and your subscriptions, I wouldn't be doing this. So thank you very, very much. Now the figure we're going to take a look at is the brand new War for Cybertron Siege BRUNT figure. I got this guy from Hasbro Pulse. I actually had a $5 off coupon that I forgot I had for answering a survey through an email, so I got him for only 15 bucks. That was pretty cool. Plus, he was due to arrive tomorrow, and I got him today. And yeah, I played with him at work a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box. You've got the typical Siege packaging. You got BRUNT here in the front, Transformers, War for Cybertron Siege. On the side is that awesome Siege artwork. On the back, you have BRUNT, his tank mode, and his pieces and parts, and you see him combined with Refractor there. On the bottom, the UPC code and words, and then you flip around on the top, Transformers War for Cybertron. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of the package and see how this Decepticon Bruiser fits in with the rest of my collection. And welcome to Patriot Prime Reviews. Now, once you get BRUNT opened and out of the package, you'll see he does come with a sheet of instructions like all Transformers do. This is the nice Siege instructions that are fairly easy to follow. You can see transforming him from robot to vehicle. Then on the other side is all the different combinations you can do with him as a weaponizer. So very easy to follow instructions, and it's kind of a nice change of pace from what we used to get. Now let's take a look at the figure himself. I love this guy. He looks so evil. The purple, the gray, it just really screams Decepticon. He's got a nice Tampagraphs Decepticon logo right there on the chest. Very little paint applications, but what he does have really works. You got the yellow up here on the shoulders for lights, a little bit of purple and yellow there on the claws, yellow on the legs, and a little bit of silver here on the chest. I love the face. He's got that Cylon look to him from Battlestar Galactica. Now, supposedly, he's supposed to resemble, I think it was Guardian robots from the IDW comics. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. I haven't read IDW since the All Hail Megatron series. Now, as far as articulation is concerned, his arms rotate all the way around and they go in and out. He's got an elbow bend and an elbow swivel. He's got claws opposed to fists, and they are articulated. So you could see him, like in a prison or a torture chamber, and Megatron's like, crush him. And, you can see BRUNT grabbing an Autobot's head and just taking him out with no expression whatsoever. Now, moving on down to the waist, he has a waist swivel. Legs up and down all around, and you can see he has a knee bend as well. Plus, he's a Siege figure. He's got that great ankle tilt so he can pull off those Jean-Claude Van Damme splits. So yeah, pretty cool. I dig it. My one complaint with robot mode is he's got this cannon here on his back shoulder, but it's stuck pointed straight up. I wish there was like a little port right here on his shoulder so you could bring the weapon up and over. Not do that, but you kind of see what I mean. Put the weapon up here so he has a gun in robot mode. Now you can take the gun and peg it into this port here on his arm, or down there on his forearm rather, but I don't really dig that. So it is what it is. It's stuck there on the back, but still a great figure. It looks awesome all the way around. Now let's get him transformed into tank mode, and he is a weaponizer, therefore a parts former. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the gun off the back. Then we're going to pop the arms off. Then we're going to pop the legs off at the knees. So then we're left with this. You're going to spin at the waist. Oops, got to take this section off too. And that's on there tight. So that'll come off. Take the head and collapse forward. Or excuse me. Bring this. No, wait a second. It's collapse the head backwards. There we go. So you got that going on. Bring the front up. So you have this half-track looking pickup truck. Now you're going to take the turret section. It's got 3 pegs on the back. You're going to peg the into the back of the half-track. Like so. Then you're going to take the arms. You're going to flip this up. Close the claw, flip this up and around, and then collapse it in on itself so it looks like that. Go ahead and grab the other. Bring it up. Turn that around and collapse into itself. You'll hear it click into place. Then you're going to snap these on the front of the vehicle in the top port here. So there's a little peg on the track, goes in this top port. That lines up. Let's get the other. And now we have that going on. Now you're going to take the legs. This is pretty cool. Underneath one of the feet is this little gray tab. You're going to flip this up, and this tab actually lines up to the holes on this leg. So circle matches the rectangle, and there you go. It's got these 2 little ports right here that will slot into the turret. Oops, forgot something. There's a little peg right there. You got to make sure and punch that in all the way. So now we're coming along. Now, according to the instructions, you take this part and separate it into 2 pieces. You put the orange piece up here on top of the turret, and then take this gray piece and you can put it on either side, kind of like a range finder. Well, take it back. It's only got 1 port on that side. So there we have tank mode according to the instructions. You can also just leave this on and pop it in like so, giving him an extended barrel. Excuse me, I can't even talk. I'm not sure which I like better. I like the looks of that, but I kind of like the rangefinder mode too. Gives it a little bit more of a sci-fi look. Now, I love this tank. And check this out. He rolls so good, which is really surprising. And he's a great looking vehicle compared to the other weaponizers. He actually looks like he is something. Tank, excuse me, the barrel can go up and down, and the turret does rotate, and you can get a complete 360 with that. Of course, it does tend to separate. A lot of molded details. You can see the tank treads, both on the front and the back. Oopsie, popped apart here. There we go. Satisfying snap. I like how the eyes of the robot stick out of the front of the tank. You can almost see it like a Knight Rider sensor going back and forth as he's hunting down Autobots. Now, he is a nice homage to the Generation 1 original. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here you got the War for Cybertron Siege BRUNT compared to the G1 original. Now, my G1 looks a little different because he's got some great repro label upgrades on him, so it really improves the look of this figure. Though the G1 has a special feature that the Siege does not. Flip a switch, turn off a light, and you can see my G1 still lights up. So it was kind of nice to pop a battery in a 30-plus-year-old toy and have it work. But it looks really cool and is a great homage to the original. Of course, he gets a fantastic update considering this guy can turn into the robot, This guy just turns into a bunch of pieces. Now, of course, Brunt being a weaponizer, he can break down into his component pieces, which in turn transform into weaponry for other Siege figures to use. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Let's take the turret off. We will take this section here. That is tight, so you want to be careful with that. Pop the tank treads, which are the arms, off. And then you can actually pull the waist apart. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces to this guy. Now what you're supposed to do with this little gun is you hook these parts together and flip this handle down. So there you have a cannon. That's one of the things they've shown you. So let's go ahead and combine a Siege figure with these pieces just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Now here's but one example of how you can utilize Brunt with another one of your Siege figures. I took my Voyager class Megatron and really beefed him up thanks to Brunt's weaponizer technology. Now for some size comparison, here is War for Cybertron Siege Brunt with War for Cybertron Siege Starscream, fellow Trypticon Enforcer Full Tilt, and once again Generation 1 Brunt. Now I couldn't go over Brunt without going over how he looks on Trypticon, so bear with me, I don't have the space to do a good review of this guy, so he's going to be in spaceship mode on this table. Now the only way you're going to get a tower out of Brunt is if you utilize Full Tilt. You actually plug the section here right there in that hole on top of Full Tilt where his gun would normally go. Just use the middle port right there, attach it, and now you've got a tower, or utilizing a tower just like Brunt was in G1. You can also use his other pieces, like you have little radar stations on each end, and I used his claws to beef up the towers. So there is one example of how you can utilize Brunt with your Titan's Return Trypticon. I really like this War for Cybertron Siege Brunt figure. This guy is a lot of fun. He's a really cool robot that transforms into a really cool tank. I've only got a few minor complaints with this guy. One is I don't like the fact I can't position his shoulder cannon to point forward, and the other is his weapons, his individual weapon pieces that can attach to other robots. They're just not that great. I mean, you've got a couple blasters, but then you just got claws and pieces. But other than those minor issues, this guy is great and a welcome addition to my Siege collection. So there you go, guys. There is Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Brunt. So, does a War for Cybertron Siege Brunt figure belong in your collection? Absolutely. This is a fantastic toy. He's an awesome looking robot. He's got an awesome looking alt mode. He's my personal favorite of the 3 weaponizers that's out already. Plus, if you have a Titan's Return Trypticon, this guy is a must have. If you see him on the shelf, pick him up. You will not be sorry. And guys, I want to thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. I'm currently at 1717 subscribers right now and really hoping to hit 2,000 by TFCon at the end of October. So please, 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 if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button below. It's not going to cost you a thing, but it'll help me out tremendously. So hashtag 2000 by TFCon. Also, check out my series, The Sit Rep, where I sit down and interview other Transformer collector YouTubers, and we have a blast talking about those plastic robots back there. If you're needing a new t-shirt, check out the Patriot Prime merch store. I've got this Hoo-Ah t-shirt with Patriot Prime reviews on the back, and a reverse version of this shirt with the Hoo-Ah on the back and the Patriot Prime logo on the front. You can find that in the description below. Guys, I appreciate everything. Here's to another 300 videos. This is Patriot Prime, signing out.